It's been a couple of years since we've seen this car.
Yeah, man.
It looks like a completely different car now.
Oh, yeah.
So last time we saw it had one rear engine.
It was
white.
Wiring was everywhere.
it was still a build in progress. And you did mention throwing the second engine into it, and I didn't. It's not that I didn't believe you. I just didn't think you would actually do it.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, it did happen. So basically, a rear engine swapped it, and that's a whole story in itself. But once it was rear engine swapped, everything was there to bolt one back into the front. So I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing that could happen, I'd have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to come out, right? So then I had to make a shifter, clutches, everything needed like figured out like mechanically with like the throttle, all that stuff. So
is this the same engine that was in it last time we saw it?
No, I blew that up like a week later.
Okay, so this is still a 2.5?
Correct, yeah, it's a 2.5. It's got 8.5 compression. It's got the only thing that's stock in that engine is cams. I actually took them out and sold them because I wanted it to match the cams on a stock engine because I couldn't afford to build two at the time. So I just took the big cams out, sold them, and then so it's got more of an equal power band out of boost, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Rather than having huge cams in the back, it builds boost quick in the back. You know what I mean? So I got them all as close as I could, but on the front engine, I've got higher compression and bone stock. That's going to be changing in the near future. I've got rods and pistons coming, so we're chasing that 1,000 horsepower goal.
Right. So the front engine is actually a KLZE.
Correct.
Okay, and this is a USDM.
This is also a ZEDI.
Okay, this is also ZEDI.
Yep, ZEDI head, ZEDI block. Literally, it was a ZEDI taken apart.
I see.
Decked and honed block, pistons, rods. But in theory, for me, it makes it a ZEDI when it's 10-to-1 compression.
Yes.
This one's 8.5. So it's hard to say what to call it. It's literally Frankenstein, like.
You want the lower compression for boost, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so we went through. So it's basically the same build for getting the engine into the back. We went through that in the last video. Obviously, putting the front engine in was what did you have to do up front to make that? If you want to.
Yep. So in the front, basically bolted right in like stock because this is a factory engine swap you can do because this is a Ford engine that came in Probe, so it's a easy bolt on. The only difference between the Ford Probe is the cross member, but that's easy obviously. But I made the turbo pipes easy so I can get it out. Comes out. Stupid simple. I just made it stupid simple right away because I know I blow things up regularly and I'm proud of it.
Okay, so the biggest question everybody's going to have is how does the transmission work? Because you got two engines in one hand, so
correct.
How did you make this work?
The front I did last, so I needed to make a linkage for the rear engine. I've previously made one like when I drove you, but literally it was a mock-up, but it worked and I never touched it. But I wanted to make everything more rigid, so I used, instead of 16th inch tube, I used like 3/16 inch tube.
Okay. So
it doesn't have any flex because underneath the car it's got to go backwards. So here's the shifter. It's got to go backwards around the oil pan and engine in headers and then turn back around. So it's literally a shape of this. It goes back and then loops around because the engine and transmission didn't change orientation. So like this one, the fork is pointing back towards the shifter, but in the back engine it's pointing towards the bumper. So I literally had to go around. So once I figured that all out, I used the same geometry because the pendulum, it literally rocks like this rather than perfectly straight because it's got to go around, right? So I had a 2-inch difference between the actual pendulum, and I also did that here. So I dropped instead of just a shaft right to the center of where it actually rotates, I made a 2-inch drop so it has the same yaw. So now if I didn't do that, they wouldn't yaw the same. So if I went left, the one would spin more when you're doing this, right?
Right.
That's actually what most people had problems with when they tried to do H pattern is getting all that figured out, but that wasn't a problem for me. I literally got it first shot. After I did it, it worked, never changed it.
So is the clutch pedal, obviously the clutch pedal is for both engines?
Correct.
So how does that work?
So the clutch mechanism is right here. This is also my first system I've made. So it's just one input that goes to two. So it's basically a shaft, and then each actual master cylinder is being pushed by the one input from the clutch. I couldn't put it onto the firewall because there's not enough room to make a mechanism like that, so I had to actually bring it out rather than normally this would bolt to the firewall, right?
Right.
So, and now it's all adjustable, so I can put it on an axle stands and figure out which engine's engaging quicker.
I see.
So, and then I can time that. So right now I have it set up so the back grabs slightly quicker.
Okay.
So
let's see the shifter inside. So it's an H pattern shifter.
correct.
So how did you work this out?
So I actually got what's their name? I got StimTech. I contacted StimTech, told them what I wanted to do, and they said, okay, we don't think it's gonna work, so we can't guarantee this. I paid $700 for this plate to get made, but these bushings don't require any lube, and they have 0 play in them. So I'm like, I need a good bearing or bushing or something, because obviously, you know how the factory, like you hop in a Civic that's never had a bushing change and it just is sloppy and, oh, you literally want to bash your head on the wall. I'm like, I'm not gonna deal with that.
I've daily driven cars like that.
Yeah, nobody likes dealing with that. So I got them to make a system for me that would work perfectly. And all I told them was I want the shifters to be 1/8 away from each other. All these are is Honda. These are Honda bolt-on kits for short people. So normally this would face you.
Oh, okay.
So I just bought these. They're like $50.
Oh, I see.
K-Tune sells them too, but they're expensive. But budget, right? So yeah, I got that made, and yeah, they were like, yeah, but we can't guarantee it. And they were kind of laughing at me and stuff. It's pretty funny.
So how does the pattern work? So how do you actually work these two? Which one is for which engine?
So the left one is for the front engine, and the right one is for the rear. So I've made it so I don't have a spring for it to return to the center. See how it doesn't go to the center?
I see.
So now I can function first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse all easily without having this stupid one coming back. Because I'm never going to drive around front wheel drive, because I'm not a big front wheel drive guy, but
okay.
Yeah, so.
And when you got them both in the center, you're both engaged.
Yep.
You're driving 2 engines at once.
Exactly. So this is shifting 2 transmissions at once. There we go. So it shifts great. Like I haven't really missed a shift yet, other than 5th, because 5th is really close to my actual handbrake here. So I kind of have to give and take with adjusting this in and out, because I can just quickly dial that in according to if I'm drifting.
We're gonna roll on your hood.
So yeah, first, second, third, fourth, easy as that.
Nice.
Yeah, it works really great. I'm really happy with it. So, and then I can also adjust the height and everything. So I've just maxed them out. I haven't really played around with it too much. It's just worked. It's been great.
So you're gonna like make a shift knob for it? I don't know how you would, because it's so close together, right?
Correct. The only thing I was thinking is having a circle and then tapping them in and then cutting the circle right in half.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So then it was like
just be flat in the center.
Exactly.
Okay.
But without them, honestly, I really do like it. I don't know if I'm used to it. I haven't honestly driven the car very much at all, but it does work good, and I can feel which one's like further in than the other, rather than if it was a ball, it'd be too bulky. I feel when I'm grabbing it, I know that they're actually like going in together.
So how do you start this car?
So this will power the actual switch panel here for the rear.
That's rear.
And then this one is a power for the front. ECU and fuel pump. This one is for my gauges here got my wideband, and I actually have both my boost gauges here just so I can see while I'm driving. And then I've got 2 fans for the back.
I see.
And then the front, same thing, ECU gauges here. I have a small RPM gauge. Then fans, I just got one little Honda Civic rad fan setup. And then this is my gauge cluster that is a Raspberry Pi.
Oh, nice.
So that, it's basically a computer. So I've got my Tuner Studio on there. I've got my Megalog viewer so I can data log passes and everything. I don't need to bring my laptop anymore, because when I used to go to the track, laptop would be in the passenger seat and it's just a pain in the butt. So it's nice and crisp. It's great.
So it's basically a PC in your dash.
Correct.
Nice. You got all your information in there.
Yep. Earlier today we were doing a little drag racing and I didn't have enough 2-step in her, and I just went there, went to launch control, and there's all my launch control stuff. So
that's awesome.
Too easy, right? So, so yeah, I can adjust fuel maps on the fly. It's great. Definitely a great thing. And then it's got quite a bit of different gauges you can look at too. So you can just change everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and you can't ask for more. It's just such a good product. So
that's beautiful.
They're called Raspberry Pis.
Okay. So you did have the cage over the winter.
Correct. So I bought the hoop already done in a kit.
Okay.
And then everything else is custom by me bent. So I had to bend these all up and everything. X-bar. So it's got an 8-point.
It's got the 8-point. I like these circles here. These
it's really cool. With the dimple dies, that's what it's called. Yeah.
Dimple die? I love it. It looks great.
It actually makes the steel stronger because it has different angles.
Okay.
Yeah. So if that was just a flat sheet of metal, that'd be weaker than this, and also that's obviously lighter because there's holes, right?
Also, another change I noticed is the fiberglass or the plexiglass in the back is gone. You got some.
Correct. I have a real firewall now. That is titanium. So she's ready to go. She's ready to pass tech. That's for sure. So you're allowed a 3/16 titanium firewall, I believe. I think that. I don't remember the rules, but I obviously followed the rules. And everything easily unbolts here, so I can still access the engine.
Oh, okay.
And just because I can't get my actual clutch.
You got to go through the firewall to get that.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff I have to go through here, and then I got to take the seats out to get it. So.
All right. So you build nice access panel there. That's good. No, that's better than the
the plexi
Lexane we saw in it last time.
Imagine a fire would melt on you. Oh.
Much safer now. It's good to see the safety here. We got the cages, we got the harnesses.
Yep.
You know, you stepped it up safety wise, so that's great to see.
Yeah, that's definitely important. Definitely important.
Any plans
for this summer?
Yeah, for this year.
With COVID-19, it's really taken a toll on everything, but
True.
I plan on building an engine. So, I'm gonna also do my other car. I'm gonna build an engine for that, so I'm gonna do 2 engines there, and basically just dial the car. I'd like to do as much racing as I can, but as we all know, it's pretty difficult at this point in time. But
all right, man. Well, so the car is still on air ride?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yep.
Still bagged out.
Yeah. Honestly, that is an upgrade I definitely want to do. I want to take the bags out of that, put it into my red TED, and then put this on coils. Put stiff coils in the back and looser in the front.
Okay.
Like I'm finding that even with I think I'm running like 60 pounds of air in the back. She's squatting like crazy. Like earlier today, we did a dig launch, and the thing really dug down, and you want it to sit up so you can keep the front wheels onto the ground. Okay. Because if you get a whole bunch of weight transfer, the front wheels will literally come off the ground, and you obviously don't want that with an all-wheel drive car. Super cool, but
you're not going to go fast.
Yeah.
Very true.
But honestly though, the thing goes. It's the fastest vehicle I've ever driven.
So okay, so how much power did it make, both engines?
This one made 412 and about 360 torque. The front made 305 horse with a hole in the throttle body. I have a video on that if you want to check that out on my channel.
There you go.
And that was only at 3,000 RPM. So that's the only number I've got.
How much boost were you running?
I was running 10 pounds in the back, 10 pounds in the front, but with a hole in the intake.
Right.
So
Okay.
right now, like, it's probably sitting at 800 easily, but it made 717, so that's what I gotta say.
700 horsepower out of 2 engines in this little tiny ass car. That's gonna go fast. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but yeah, definitely check out Ty at his YouTube channel, which is called Suicide MX3.
Yeah.
Suicide spelled with a 3,
Yep.
not a E.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'll put a link in the description below. You go check out his channel. And basically his channel is full of everything about this car. This entire build is on his channel if you want to know more about it.
I have DIY cage building. I have DIY wiring. I have DIY everything for budget. DIY engine building. That's where I'm actually working on right now. I'm lapping heads and everything. So I've got literally full videos. They're still entertaining and get the job done, get you learning.
It's good, man. Yeah, I've been watching your stuff. It's pretty interesting to see this car come together. So,
yep.
But hey, thanks for showing us today. Thanks for ripping it, and
Anytime.
thanks for going through, showing us your very unique build, man. This thing's the craziest thing I've ever seen, actually.
That's real, man. Like you've been around the world with all the cars, man. Like,
I'm dying to see it at the quarter mile, though, man. I can't wait till the season starts.
yo, you and me too, buddy.
We're gonna see it. Don't worry, we'll cam it up and we'll get some data out of this thing when she goes down the quarter mile.
Oh yeah, she's
But
gonna rip.
we'll see, man. All right, dude.